Okay, let's see where we were at. Okay, we were just talking about, is 12 less than 5? Is that a true or false statement? You guys said it was false, right? But is it okay that it's false? If I plug in x equals 0, you said x equals 0 is not in my solution set. So don't you expect that if I plug it in, it should be false? If I wanted to find out if this was the true area, what's another number that's in my solution set? Give me a number that's less than -7. -8. If I plug in -8, -8 plus 12, is that less than 5? That's -4. Oops, sorry, that's 4. Is 4 less than 5? Yes, that's true. So if you plug in a number that's not in your solution set, you should expect the inequality to be false. If you plug in a number that's in your solution set, you should expect the answer to be true. That right there will help you decide, was I supposed to flip the inequality or not? That could answer that question for you. You see what I'm saying about my check? Okay, let's continue. What did you do to solve B? What was your first step? Subtract 2x from both sides. I love it. Subtract 2x from both sides, so you get x plus 9 is greater than or equal to 18. And what did you do next? Subtract 9 from both sides. You get x is greater than or equal to 9. If I graph that on the number line, here's 0, here's 9, greater than or equal to 9, I shade above. And I'm just going to do that idea of the check. For inequalities, if I want to know, 1, if my solution is correct, and 2, if I'm shading in the right direction, I would do 2 checks. My first check would look like an equation check. 3 times 9 plus 9 should be equal to 2 times 9 plus 18. 27 plus 9 is, what's 27 plus 9? 36. What is 2 times 9 plus 18? 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 18 is 36. So I know that this borderline number 9 is the solution to the equation. If I want to know, am I shading in the right direction? I can do either check 0 and it should be false, or check another number that's in my solution set. Can you give me a number that's in my solution set? Maybe 10. If I go back here and I go 3 times 10 plus 9, is that greater than or equal to 2 times 10 plus 18? Sorry, I wrote so small. 39 is greater than or equal to, what is that? 20 plus 18, 38. Is that a true statement? Yeah. Now, you could have solved it differently than me. Remember, there's not one right way to solve it. Maybe you started by subtracting the numbers from the opposite side or something like that. It's not one right way. Okay, let's look at the next one. What did you do to solve this? What was your very first step? Who can tell me? Add 2x to both sides. Love it. Okay, I get 6x minus 18 is less than or equal to -36. Am I supposed to flip the sign there? No, because I just added or subtracted to both sides. What should I do next? Add 18, good. I get 6x is less than or equal to -18, wonderful, and divide by 6. X is less than or equal to -3. Now, because I got a -3, was I supposed to flip the sign? No. What was your question? More than -3? So you flipped it? Okay, let's talk about how we might check that. Okay, so you did it in a little bit different order. And so let's check the inequality like I was mentioning. So if we graph this, we have 0, here's -3. less than or equal to should be over here, right? In this direction. That's our graph. Up here is positive 3. And we can do 2 checks. If you do your check on the equation, which we're pretty sure that's right, 4 times negative 3 minus 18, is that equal to negative 2 times negative 3 minus 36? Use your calculator maybe. Negative 12 minus 18, that's negative 30. 6 minus 36, what's 6 minus 36? Negative 30. Now let's go back to this idea of, because this is where people are going to mess up with the inequalities, is which direction should I shade? Okay, so if you had said that x, let's say you got x is greater than negative 3, right? And you graphed that. You could grab x equals 0. And I probably shouldn't circle it, but this would be our inequality check. I like using x equals 0 because guess what? 0 is easy, right? Multiply anything times 0, what do you get? Okay, 0 is honestly our best friend. It's one of the most confusing numbers in math. There is a whole book written about 0. The philosophy teacher at Clackamas, it's one of her favorite books. It's called 0, The Biography of a Dangerous Idea. It took a long time for humans to evolve to the point where we could consider what is nothingness, right? What is 0? But I love to use 0. So if I plug in x equals 0, if you shaded this area, it should come out true. So if I plug in 4 times 0 minus 18, that should come out as less than or equal to negative 2 times 0 minus 36. That would mean negative 18 is less than or equal to negative 36. And I ask you this question. Would you rather owe me $18 or would you rather owe me $36? You want to owe me more? That's awesome. Let's do business together. I love that. Please, please pay me back. If you owe me less money, you technically have more of your money, right? Negative 18 will appear before negative 36. So is this statement right here true or false? It's false. And so that right there can help you decide, did I shade in the correct direction? So I think what ended up happening, if you solved it another way, which would totally work out, you just wouldn't want to flip your inequality. It probably ended up saying something like, if you had the x on the other side, it would have said negative 3 is greater than or equal to x. You see how these are the same thing, but they're mirror images of each other. We'll come back to it, okay? Okay. All right, let's go on to this next one here. What did you do to solve this? And I'm kind of running out of room because of all my checks. So what did you do to solve it? Okay, add 4x to both sides. Now, actually, because I want to demonstrate the idea of dividing by a negative, and I think it's convenient for graphing purposes to keep the x on the left, I'm going to do it the opposite way what you did. I totally appreciate that, and when it comes to an equation, I would be all on board with that. But let's just demonstrate for the purposes of my demonstration. Let's just demonstrate this other way. Okay, negative 4 plus 2 is what? Negative 2x minus 18 is less than or equal to negative 36. And what would you do next? Okay, and you get negative 2x is less than or equal to negative 18, right? And what should we do next? And so you get x and 9, and what is the inequality that should happen in between? This is where you flip. Yes, because we divided by a negative, you would cross that out and you would flip the inequality. So you get x is greater than or equal to 9. Here's 0. Here's 9. Greater than or equal to 9. I'm in a circle or bracket shade above. And since I'm out of room and out of time, I'm not going to check. but I want you to know that you can check, okay? And yes, when you divide or when you multiply both sides by a negative, that's when you flip it, okay?